Welcome back, everyone. Drake Hawkins with you again, and it's been a few days since I've talked with you all. I have been ill for a couple days, and I brought somebody with me to help me learn about the railway stuff, and that was like 6 days ago, and then I screwed up on the recordings. So basically what happened is I did the audio recording, or some changes with the audio when I got my new headset. And I mentioned that in a brief channel update video, but basically what I did is I screwed up, and it I can turn this to manual, right? Yes. Screwed up and basically ended up turning my all the sounds off for like sound effects in the game and system sounds. That's the word I'm looking for, and that also encompasses chat programs. So you wouldn't have been able to hear him in the first recording. So speaking of him, General Bismarck is with us today to teach me his many ways of wisdom for railway stuff, trains and stuff.
Yep.
So we are at the station, the unload station.
Yep.
Do you want to meet me? Oh, you're on your way. Excellent. So
I'm already here.
So this is the very giant train that I made. And you you were saying we've gone through this before, so a lot of this I'm going to semi-know. Oh, that's sure. Yep. He just gets here and he takes off with a train. Fine.
Yeah, our stop is a little big.
Well, that's all right too. That's fine.
All right.
Just let me go ahead and mute this. No, apparently it is muted. I don't know. Something was beeping at me. Maybe it's beeping on your end. I don't know.
I'm not hearing any beeping.
Okay, it was like a you've got a message sort of thing, but I don't know. So we've got a bunch of blueprints that he put together to. Whoa, hi. That was dramatic.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I'm getting to work.
Apparently. You don't want the bots to do the cleanup though on a belt. Gosh, that's a terrible thing to do. Poor little guys running back and forth.
You've got enough of them.
That's true. We could probably make it work, but I just hate seeing them run 53 million times back and forth for nothing because they don't. Whoa! There's the wave. Oh, did you see that? The whole wave of bots got 2 tiles from picking up, and they ran out of juice. They're like, oh, no, it's time to go back. And they were literally all they had to do is one step forward, and then they could have picked everything up. That was kind of fun.
Rip.
Mm-hmm. All right. So they're cleaning that up.
All right.
And
I grabbed rails.
Okay, good.
A massive inventory, and hopefully my internet won't do something dumb like it did last time.
Yes.
Won't lose all of your rails.
They had like 1,000, 1,200 whatever rails in them, and it just all went poof because the I don't know if he disconnected. I don't know if in multiplayer when you disconnect if you just automatically lose. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. Sorry, the swarm just took out the belts.
I think there's a tree up here that's still in the way, so I'm gonna go take care of that. Yeah, I'm gonna let you do that. Much faster. Much smarter.
Okay, now I need to just make sure these things are reconnected.
There it goes. I'll start putting in some of the rail here.
Okay, so this is going to be our delivery station, basically. So the resources get brought here, right? That's what we're going for?
Yep.
Okay.
And then you will, if all goes correctly, which it should, you should be able to offload 6 full belts.
Excellent. So one of the things that I needed to learn last time was the understanding of these different signals. So if I remember correctly from what you were saying, the rail signal basically divides up sections of the track between signals, and it tells the any oncoming train whether or not the section that it's looking at is acceptable for a train to enter.
Yes, that's
And
more or less how.
and these chain signals basically add to that communication, so it allows it to look and say, like up here, this one will say, hey, there's a station or signal here, and then this chain will say, sorry, this one is full when there's a train waiting in here, but it'll send a signal back to this one saying you can't send somebody down here, but you can send them down these two.
Yeah, it basically the chain actually has in a way more functionality than has more output, I guess you would say, than the normal signal.
Okay.
Your normal signal, as you said, basically just turns the railway into a bunch of chunks. The chain signal just, it can do the same function, but the issue is it also looks at the next signal ahead of it, whether that's 2 tiles or 200.
Okay.
Which is a little bit of a problem when you're trying to get trains to work nicely. Well, at least more than one train.
So
Which is what we're going to be doing. Oh.
That can get confusing, you're saying?
It's not so much confusing, it's just a problem, because we'll look at the rail ahead, and even if that rail ahead is really far down the path, it'll say, nope, I can't go. When you could have 3 or 4 trains in that area, and you'd rather have the 3 or 4 trains waiting closer to where they go, rather than more or less where they came from.
I see. So it'll actually prohibit access to an area even bigger than you want it to if you're not careful with it.
Correct.
I see. Okay.
Which, that is what we call a problem.
I don't have problems, I have solutions.
Yes. Here in Soviet Russia, problem does you.
Problem fix you.
Yes.
So we are going to have 6 rails, or 6 tracks of ore coming in, so that's exciting. Everybody that's been watching
Not
the
tracks,
channel...
rails.
Sorry, 6 lines, yes. But you said you'll fill 6 belts worth in the output,
Yeah,
right?
6 belts.
Well, that makes me happy, and I'm sure it'll make those who have painfully suffered through this, other than yourself, suffered through this shenanigans of my death world here.
Yeah.
It'll be nice to see.
You're a braver man than I for doing it.
It'll be nice to see, even for myself, to see resources that are actually like flowing. You know, having a flow of resources would be nice, as opposed to a bottleneck of nonsense.
Yep. And actually, a very important question, which I mentioned last time, too, would be that you can expand this to get copper. I didn't do that in the initial blueprints, or at least I didn't prepare for that. But if you want, we can change this so it's much more easily done. Yeah.
You're saying so that we can have copper coming on trains down the same line.
Yep. And we could have it
Don't see why not.
basically right next to this. We can get that set up a little bit easier.
I don't see why that would be a problem. I mean, that's a great idea, because reality is, if the station unloads, I think we'd probably have to have a different unload station, obviously, and I would like that on the right hand side of the power system here, because that would be convenient for the input.
On the right, or you kind of cut out for me.
On the right hand side. So on the east, right over here.
Over
right?
there. Yeah. Okay.
If this were to be where you put it in. But I mean, I can... Oh, you're just being dropped. Is that legit?
Yeah.
That's not cool.
Apparently, that might be my internet. Or that's my game crashing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Let me pause there and bring you back in.
Alright. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
My
I will resume recording here. Okay, we're back. Seems like we've survived the crash.
Yeah, I don't know what that was.
Oh well. All good now.
Yep.
So, what were we talking about?
Setting
Copper.
this up so you can also have copper done
Mm-hmm.
on the same system. So you want it basically on the same level. Alright.
Now, yeah, I want it to be
Definitely
basically...
need some landfill then. But
yeah, I can work with that in another episode. We don't have to work on that together. You just get me to the point where I understand the basics and...
Yeah. Well, it'll need a little bit of modification, but we'll be able to manage. So anyway, let's see. I will move this train farther back.
Okay, so is there anything else we need to set up for the...
Unloading station?
Yeah, for the unloading station.
I think there's a few signals at the top that are missing. Other
Okay.
than that, you could... what we intended to do last time, didn't do this time, but you can change it easily enough later, is have boxes of surplus on the unloading station.
Yeah, I can do that on my own later.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Ooh, autosave.
Oh,
For the
autosave,
good.
there we go.
Scared you, didn't it?
Oh yeah, we were both like, not another crash.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what I can do.
Got my attention, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've put the output lines to attach to the future copper, so it will be, future iron.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have iron running into the actual system once it's connected. Once I get these last few pieces in, and then we can go ahead and go from there and yeah, then we can go from there and build the other thing. So
okay, this is kind of a no. I'm just thinking. As a note for you later, we're probably gonna want to have your. I have the train storage going vertically. You're gonna want to have that probably horizontally to have everything fit in nicely.
Just
Because
the spacing there?
Yeah. Or you could add a bunch of landfill, but then we're gonna actually need to bump the track up higher.
Okay, so I have to basically add spacing for the track to have one of those, what is it, the left, no, not the left shunt, I'd have to put a T intersection in there, right?
You don't necessarily have to do the T intersection. You can do a shunting. You just have to be careful on your signals.
Okay.
It would slow the throughput, which is something you don't want. And what you'd actually best option would be you basically put two of those. You know what? I'll make a little demo for you, roughly speaking, down here. I'll set this up if you want to start putting in the blueprints. Do you remember how to cover that, or do you want me to cover that?
If you don't mind covering that, that'd be good, because...
Alright. I will come and do that.
There, I put some landfill in, but apparently not enough.
Yeah. The story of landfill. Do I have enough landfill? No, I don't.
No, the answer is always no. Okay, right. So we're gonna link things up that way.
Actually, no. This is bad. Not if we're gonna have the landfill and copper. We're gonna need their room for the. They're gonna need the room down below. So
you know
we will need that landfill.
Okay, I'll go grab some landfill then. Since you're already on to go.
Yeah, and I'll set this up.
Okay, so we're going to be putting in another one of these stations. It's a blueprint that I have stolen. I mean, been given by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's a very valuable blueprint for me.
stole a copy of your map, and
That's alright.
Anyway.
It needs some TLC.
Where is a good place?
Alright, I got 400 of them, so I should be able to fill that up nicely for you.
Alright. So this
super fast running song.
You don't want your roboports moved at all, right?
I prefer not. They're gridded.
Okay. Yep. Just making sure. Some people care a lot, and other people are like, nah, it's fine.
Oh my gosh, my robots are going fishing.
Fishing robots. That's the way to do it.
I know, right? It's actually really good. It's a really good way to
I will figure out the best spot this is. I think right. What's a good benchmark for this?
I love that you can like cheat the landfill quite extensively.
Yes, that's a
is a nice bonus.
Like, I'm pretty sure that's not intended, but it doesn't mean we're not going to take advantage of it.
It must be at least known.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just ran that line. That'll work there. I can move this roboport. This roboport's not essential. You can relocate, that's for sure.
Alright. I'm not sure. I'm just going to pop out a few tracks there.
Yeah, I actually have the blueprints, don't I, for the...
Yes, you should.
Oh, maybe I don't.
Be able to get them. Oh, okay, maybe
right, yes, it is. Because it didn't. I loaded this save and it didn't have them. So, I need that blueprint book, and I need to actually unload some material first because my inventory is not gonna let me pick up anything.
Such is the way of the world.
Joy, joy, joy. Happy, happy, joy.
Happy, happy, joy, joy.
Let's see how far up. Oh, really, guys? Really? Okay, I don't need 500 walls on my inventory, thank you.
Just gonna do this and call that.
I had inventory demand for... logistics demand for 500 walls, and then I just tried to unload some walls. They're like, no you don't, we'll put those right back.
Get rid of them, and then give them right back to you. That's what you wanted, correct?
Yes. I clearly wanted you to take everything I just put in the chest and run it right back into my face. Alright, so I need a belt. There it is. 131 straight. So the 131 concept is that it is designed to handle,
It goes two ways.
Yes, it's a two-way train.
Yep, it's a two-way train, and it has one engine, 3 cars, 1 engine.
Gotcha.
That's what the 131 stands for. So if it was what I'm running in my single player, it would be 242.
Okay. Roboport.
There.
Do whatever Roboport does.
Actually, you don't want this way.
What I don't want is a train entirely full of iron.
Yeah, that. I mean, you can move it over, do a little funny things with rails.
Full. I'm just gonna pick it up and move it. And of course that's troubling because
1, 2, 3.
It's quite troubling actually. That's not gonna work. I'm just gonna have to move the train or give the track somewhere to go.
Yeah. I mean, move it over onto the network. It'll be fine.
That was the plan. There we go.
Yeah, there's that one.
Hello, beautiful
That's
train.
out. 1, 2.
Choo choo. Yeah. So engines don't go backwards, huh? Yes, they do.
Nah, they can go backwards, just not by signals, which is why you need a double-headed train.
Interesting. I did not know that was the case.
That's why it's double-headed.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so yep,
just for
we're gonna be
aesthetics.
Yeah. No, it would be, aesthetics, I guess, would be a decent reason to do it. Oh, this is oh, well, this one isn't quite as gridded as the rest.
Okay, I'll come down there in a second and see what's going on.
Yeah, because, well, I can actually shift... Yeah, I can shift this up. It shouldn't be a problem. It's excess, not, Yeah, I mean, it actually saves on track. I did not think about that. This will actually save on track.
Oh, you'll have to show me in a second. Hold on. We are quickly running out of time, though, on this episode.
Alright.
Not quite yet, but we're getting there. Chugga 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 choo choo.
All aboard the crazy train.
Well said, sir.
Oh, did you enjoy my...
to join.
Yeah.
Okay, what you doing? What?
Okay.
Huh? What? Huh?
This... Okay, because you're going to have your trains go horizontal here because you don't have the room vertically.
Okay.
Unless we decided to move stuff around. So I'm building a copper depot for you.
Okay.
This is the bottom one. So this is your out. And then this will be an in. I cannot add like 5 extra tracks vertically. That's the issue with trains. They take another save scare. When saving the map causes fear.
Every time when you're in multiplayer. Okay,
right.
So what are you doing?
Right,
these will be your ins. These 3 will be your stops.
These are the bottom one is your out. The top 2 are the first 2 ins, and the one I'm just about to add will be your third.
All right.
I
see.
Now, the viewers might be, or who aren't familiar with trains, might be confused as to why I have this 2 train tile gap between.
Oh, yes.
The rationale...
So hold on a second.
Oh, alright.
Go ahead.
Alright. The rationale between the 2 tracks here is so that you can do this.
Right. That allows you mentioned that before. That allows the crossover so you can have a clean connection between the trains.
Yep.
Or between the tracks.
Otherwise, things get messy very quickly.
Just wondering, something I didn't get from last time, but I understand that on this one. Come over here this way.
Right.
On this one, we have 3 ins and an out track. What forces that to be only those ways?
The signals.
And the signals, when you put the signals down, determines the rail system into blocks, allowing multiple trains to run on the same network. But how does it set a...
It only sees, basically the second you put a signal on, a signal only works in one direction. It doesn't work in the opposing direction.
Okay, so what if I wanted to run a train the opposite direction, it wouldn't let it?
Yes. What this
yes,
is
it would,
doing,
or yes, it wouldn't?
it would not.
Okay.
At least not on the same piece of track, which is why there's 2 lanes on the main track.
Okay. Now I understand. Okay. Continue.
Alright, so back over here we go. Let's see. This is the out. Can you give me a few signals here so I can show how this here works? There we go. And to chain. Alright, wonderful. So I put this signal here.
Okay, that one is facing
this signal
arrows up.
Yep, arrows up. So that one's for out. The one opposing it, do you have any signals in your inventory?
Yes, I could put one. Oh, I see. It only lets you put one directly across.
From it.
It's blocked out the entire other side. Okay.
And then the second you put one going the other way, you see how it...
Right, that makes
the
both track
double on
pieces maneuverable, except for up here, we don't want that.
Correct. So here I put one there, and then I will actually...
Or is this a... Yes, it is.
That one's a signal, and I switched the chain to back here.
Okay.
Because I don't want... This one's mostly for aesthetics. You don't really need it the other way. But you need... Because this is where the trains combine, you need it there.
Okay.
You don't really need this signal here, but it's more of, I guess, a nicety.
Okay, and I'm going to have them on this section, though. Yep, these are chain signals, though, right? And they have to, if I understand, they have to be incoming like that.
Yep. Correct,
and that blocks this from these signals to wherever the next ones go, so basically over here. We'll make a block where these trains can be except for only in the incoming route. Do I have?
I've got another locomotive and another cargo wagon.
You need another one in the cargo wagon?
Yep. That way we can have... Because I stole the ones from above.
Okay, you're going robot again on me here. So I upped the what's it called? The codec or whatever it was. No, not the codec. The bitrate on the Discord chat we're using. But it might be just, I don't know what it is. We'll see though. But this might be actually a great time to put in a cut because we are 26 plus minutes into this. So I should put in a cut here. And there, I've got that one wagon made and the other... pardon me. Yeah, I've got the wagon and I've got the engine already. Where are you? There you are.
And then
I just put an entire train, shoved an entire train in your pocket.
Oh my! I have pretty big pockets.
You do. There you go. All right, that should do it. But we're gonna put in a cut there. We'll be back right away. We're just gonna put in a pause here, and we'll be back with tomorrow's video, but we're going to do it right away. And it's basically going to be the continuation here. We have at least one more video to go where he walks me through these things. So this is a north-south vertical facing on the left. You see the vertical facing input for a drop-off station with 3 routes in and 1 out that allow for a good flow without too much congestion. And that drops off essentially 3 lanes or 3 carloads at once, pretty much instantly dumping them onto the red belts. We can buff those up with chests after. This will be, when it's finished, the horizontal version of the same concept, and then down here will be the offload station, like the other side, and that will dump resources again, both sides, that we can then funnel through and have them come out as the copper feed. So that is spectacular. And we'll be back next episode. Thank you so much for joining us, Bismarck.
Yep. See you in the next one, guys.
We'll see you in game.